Well, I'm here today with Jennifer, and she is the director at Gilcrease Nature Sanctuary. How long have you been here in Vegas?
I guess 16 years now. We moved here in January 2010.
Okay. From where?
North Carolina. My husband was Air Force.
Nice.
So we were stationed here, and he retired. We love it. And yeah,
did you guys move around a lot because of the Air Force?
We did. I'm from the Spokane, Washington area, so I met him there. We went up to Alaska for 5 years, and then North Carolina for a while, and then to here, and then.
Where did you grow up?
Spokane, Washington area.
Okay. How was that growing up there?
It's amazing.
Really?
Yeah. Of all 4 seasons, it's really nice, but Vegas is home now.
What is 4 seasons? We
don't have
that here.
It's a different concept here, isn't it?
It was just cold, and now it's like 90 degrees. What was your favorite thing as a child growing up there?
All the animals we had, because I grew up on a small farm.
Did you?
We did, yeah.
Okay.
So we had about 13 acres, and so we had just about every animal possible growing up.
Like what? Give me some.
Cows, steers, goats for a bit, ducks, geese, chickens, and of course a million stories to go with them.
Yeah.
It was just, I had a great childhood. I really did.
What was your favorite story with the animals as a child growing up?
Probably our goose that we had. He wasn't very friendly, and my dad is like, you guys need to go outside and play, my brother and I. And we go out there, and that goose would just get us.
Really?
Yeah.
Chase you guys?
Chase us, nip us. My dad thought it was so funny. And it finally got him one time.
Oh,
and then,
payback.
Yeah. So after that, it wasn't so funny anymore for him.
That sounds entertaining. Just let the kids run. And
we did. We had, 13 acres where we were, building forts and everything. It was a great childhood.
It really is. And that's why when we had our kids, that's when we started. Even though my wife and I grew up around horses, that's when we really got the animals when they were kids. It teaches kids like so many lessons.
Yeah. Love, responsibility, all of it. All of it.
You got to feed them and clean no matter what. There's no options. So
there is no options. Yeah.
What was it like living in Alaska? It sounds cold.
It was very cold.
Really?
It did. It took me a while to adjust to the cold, and I don't think I ever adjusted completely. We were up there for 5 years. Both my girls were born at the Air Force Base up there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it's such a special state. It's beautiful.
Is it true that it doesn't get dark?
So in the summer.
Really?
It does not. It gets dusky, I would say, at 1, 2 in the morning. But yeah, in the summer, it's like you'll be up at 11 o'clock at night.
Does it throw you off?
It does, because you're like, oh, I got to go to bed. I got to work in the morning. And the winters are hard because it's dark. You go to work in the dark. You come home in the dark. It's just, kind of twilighty a little bit.
So in the winter, it's dark the whole time?
Yeah, basically. You have some a few hours of light. But yeah, that's the hardest part, is adjusting to that.
And from Alaska, where did you go?
To North Carolina.
Did you have animals in Alaska? I don't know.
We didn't, because we were a military family. We just had our basic dog and cat.
I wonder how the animals do out there in the cold. I mean,
are you talking about wildlife, as far as wildlife, or?
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine with our horses. I mean, how it would be. I know they grow out their hair in the winter and
very thick coats.
Yeah.
They're more, I think since they were born up there, they adjust to it better, but they also have great, barns, and the owners adjust for all of that.
So from Alaska, you mentioned where'd you go?
North Carolina.
Okay. And how was that?
Interesting. East Coast life is different.
Really?
I did enjoy it, learned a lot, traveled a lot over there, things that I never got, you see on TV. I got to go experience those things. Just a different way of life over there.
Were you on the base as well? Or
yes, we lived on Seymour Johnson Air Force Base.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So now you're staying in Vegas?
Now we're staying in Vegas. We love it. And, we have our community here, and we've been here for 16 years. It's where we, raised our children.
Nice. And you have 2 kids?
I have 3.
3? Okay.
Yeah, so my son was born in North Carolina.
Nice. So how did you end up at Gilcrease?
Oh, okay. We're going to blame my daughter for this one. My middle child, Kylie, she needed 8 hours to get the Nevada Promise Scholarship. And so she had to find a place to volunteer for volunteer hours. And we found Gilcrease Nature Sanctuary. We had never heard of it before. Mm-hmm. And so she went there, loved it, did her 8 hours, ended up continuing to volunteer.
Even after the 8 hours.
Even after the 8 hours, she just loved it. And I think it was about 2 months later, she's like, hey, Mom, they said you can walk the donkeys. I'm like, okay, I'll come and walk the donkeys.
Was she always trying to get you over there?
She was, but the donkeys did it.
Really?
Yeah, they really did. I love donkeys. My great grandmother had donkeys growing up. And, I'd go there 2, 3, 4 times a week and walk Rico and Valentina. And I just fell in love with the place. And probably a year and a half later, the director at the time gave a 3-day notice and moved to Florida. And I was like, why can't I do this job? Like, I grew up on a farm. And then those 20 years I was a stay-at-home mom, I was on PTA board. So I understood the nonprofit side of things. So I feel like everything was just set up to give me the experience to do this job.
You're like the perfect person for the job. I mean, your
thank
childhood set you up for it with the animals.
I think so. And just being able to travel the country and live in different parts of the world, different parts of the country, I think I was able to gain a lot of experiences from those.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love my job. Love it.
Yeah, I mean, you gave us a tour of the place yesterday, and I left there so relaxed and calm and couldn't wait to go back. And like you, I love the donkeys. Yes,
yeah.
What's the story behind them?
So Rico, I just found out that Rico came from Italy. Someone had purchased him or bought him here, and I think he stayed with him probably for a year or two, and then she couldn't take care of him anymore, and so he came to us.
All the way from Italy.
All the way from Italy.
That's wild.
It is crazy. So yeah, he's
and his buddy.
Valentina's actually his daughter. We found out.
Really?
Yeah. I just
they came together.
He might have been born. She might have been born at the sanctuary. At a time when they had breeding. We don't do that now.
Got it.
Yeah.
How old are they?
Oh, Rico's probably about 30, and I think Valentina's
30.
Yeah, and Valentina is about 20. So they're up there in age.
Yeah, for people who don't know, miniature donkeys don't sound miniature.
No, big voices, very big voices. It's funny when he sees me,
He calls for you?
Oh, he does.
Really?
Yeah, he gets really loud. And he started doing it yesterday when I, right before I gave him the treats, he was going to start. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So he's just the sweetest thing. And I wish I could spend more time with him now. It's funny because now that I am in that job, I don't get to spend as much time with him because I'm, out doing outreach and other programs to help him actually, to help him and the rest of the animals there.
I mean, I don't know what was the bigger highlight yesterday, the donkeys or the ostrich.
Andrew.
All night I was thinking about Andrew.
Yeah, he's a star. Andrew's a star.
For me, that was the closest thing to being around dinosaurs.
It is. Well, birds descended from dinosaurs, and you could just see it in his legs and his feet and everything, just how...
Tell us a little bit about the ostrich.
So they can run about 45 miles an hour, super fast. Incredible. They evolved to have 2 toes because it's more efficient in running and for, speed and efficiency. So it's kind of crazy. The funniest thing is that I get asked in field trips a lot. Mm-hmm. Well, don't ostriches stick their head in the ground? And it's so funny to me because we saw the cartoons growing up where ostriches had their heads. I'm
about to ask you if it's true, but I don't want you to look at me like I'm crazy.
It's not. So basically, they're on the savannah and the grasses and stuff. So what they're doing there, you can either lay low and hide from predators, or they pick up little pebbles and they eat those. It helps them digest their food. Yeah. So it's probably what they're seeing. They just see this huge animal, with his head in the ground.
Have you seen him move pretty quick or?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can. They do kind of patrolling. So he'll pace back and forth and he gets kind of fast. Yeah. He's interesting. It's so funny because he's actually along the fence of the main road out there and he'll pop his head over the fences. People are walking by and they're like, is that an ostrich? It's kind of fun.
You don't see that every day.
No, not because we're we're butted up right against, neighborhoods and a lot of walks and stuff. So it's kind of fun to hear that on the other side of the fence.
How did I do feeding him the lettuce?
I think you did great.
Okay.
Yeah, he loved it.
Because I was really trying not to look scared in front of you, but I was a little intimidated.
Yeah, he's very aggressive with his, romaine lettuce is his favorite snack. It's so funny because when he sees me with a group of people, he knows he's going to get that snack. It's his favorite thing. So Emus and ostriches, their diet is, so Andrew himself eats 16 cups of food a day, which is a lot. So he has they're rat tights. So he has a rat tight pellet. He gets 8 cups of that. And then we add fruits and veggies into that. And then he gets his occasional, romaine lettuce snack.
Is that his favorite?
It is absolutely his favorite. Like I think it's just crisp and cool and, refreshing for him.
Especially in the summer.
Yeah.
So I notice, speaking of diets, that you're feeding these birds some great stuff compared to probably what they were getting.
So, and that's my daughter. That was her expertise. She is our exotic avian manager. She has a lot of, she's taken a lot of courses, and she's bought some of those courses, most of those courses she bought herself to train herself up. And then she works with a couple of zookeepers throughout the country to help her get those diets. And she's done such an incredible job. We actually had birds that have come in, plucked, and they're starting to grow their feathers back. It's really amazing to see. It was so amazing that our USDA inspector noticed it. He was like, Jen, that's incredible. I was like, I know.
When I saw it yesterday, I was asking you about it because I saw the feathers growing back, and when you told me it was the diet, and it just makes sense. And humans and dogs, it's all about what you eat. Yeah,
well, everything that we consume, even for animals, it makes a huge difference. We've gotten birds in that they said, let's see, Elvis, you met Elvis yesterday. He was inside and he was plucked pretty bad. His papa passed away. And he went to like a foster home situation.
And it stressed him out?
They did. They were giving him like hot dogs and chicken wings, and that's not proper diet. Lots of salt.
Who would think that's acceptable?
Apparently the internet told them it was okay. And I tried to search the internet for that to come up, and that never did come up. So you could tell that, he was starting to grow those feathers back.
Can they eat protein like that, or?
Not really. I think they're opportunists when they're in the wild. Like they'll come across a bug. They might eat it, but they really have a low protein diet. So lots of fruits, veggies. We have a special pellet that we give them that we buy every month. And it's just the perfect, we don't do a lot of seeds for parrots that aren't active flyers. Like wild birds, it's fine for them to eat those seeds because they burn those calories off. So for parrots, it builds up like fatty liver, kidney issues, heart disease. So we really stick with, they get a little bit of safflower seed, which is very good for their skin and everything. We stay away from peanuts. Peanuts are actually very fatty and very bad for our parrots. No salt, nothing with salt in it. So it's, we heard the phrase Polly want a cracker growing up. Yeah, Polly probably did not live too long because
with the salt on the cracker.
Yeah.
It's such a shame because people are buying these birds and they're not educated on how to take care of them.
But it's the part that breaks my heart the most is they're very sensitive out of all the animals. But when we get an animal in, we should know proper diet. Yeah,
you would think there'd be some research going with that, but besides the diet, what other conditions were harming these birds when you got them?
Lack of enrichment is a big thing. So we're able to, our gift shop actually pays for all of our enrichment. So everything that is purchased, from our gift shop when guests come in and buy things, it goes back to the animals. So we buy enrichment for them and special foods. And
I saw some of them were having issues with wings and different things. Does that come from the food or from their environment they were living in?
Probably a little bit of both, mostly diet. Because I guess from what I was told, improper food causes like really itchy skin and everything. So they'll just pluck and pluck and pluck. And sometimes like we're shocked actually that these feathers are coming back. Some of them, not all of them will, because that follicle's been damaged, but it affects them mentally and physically in every capacity. So I really push when I find out like a guest has a parrot. It's like, oh, what are you feeding them? I kind of, and then we educate them and, give them a sample of what our diet is and just to help them on that journey with their pet.
So would you advise people even buy birds, or is that something to just stay away from? Or
so I love when people want to get parrots. I do, but do your research. They're a lot of work. It's hard to go on vacation with them. Like you have to have a community that helps you, with those. And you have to realize they're really loud. Like we have 22 cockatoos because they are loud and they have a bite force at 350 PSI.
Wow.
And so they can tear down, chew on doors and walls, and the bite, like I have scars from it. So,
And how long do they live?
Oh, some of them can live 80 years.
So people don't know that, right?
Yeah.
When they're committing
And
to it.
That's the biggest thing, is not knowing how long they can live. It is literally a lifetime animal. And you have to realize, like somebody my age, I would never get a baby.
Yeah.
I know all rescues, because they get so attached to their human.
Do they really? So that's the issue when you go on vacation and somebody else comes and feeds?
A lot of stress. So most birds have one human that they love. I have 2 parrots at home that, we're really lucky that they love both my daughter and I. So we could both take them out and work with them.
Nice.
Yeah.
I saw you playing some music for them too.
Oh my gosh. So they're big Swifties.
Really?
They are in this big Taylor Swift thing, and
seeing them dance was the cutest thing.
Yeah, what's the funniest part is they did a study on cockatoos, and they know 30 different dance moves. Isn't that so funny that, this study.
Have you seen different moves? Or?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. We have some that just sway back and forth. Some like turn themselves around. Some bob their heads up and down. It's so funny. There are so many different moves.
Yeah, I thought you were just joking when you turned on the music, but seeing them dance was...
Yeah, they love music. They love music.
So many highlights to that place. Every time you mention stuff, I'm like, that's my favorite. That's my favorite. That's my favorite.
Try working there and having your favorite. I can't, because they're just they all have the biggest personalities, every animal that we have on there. And it's just, they do different things, and they make my day. I love them.
One of them, you said, did a magic trick or helped with one?
Oh, Ray. So we had
yeah.
an influencer, a magician. I think he's the Magic Crasher. Came out to the sanctuary last weekend and did a card trick with Ray, which is on Instagram. And she did perfect. She was so good.
Ray is a star.
She is a huge star.
Yeah.
I love taking her to schools because she's just very calm. And she's figured out ways to make kids laugh. And the last school we went to, it was so amazing because they'd work on ecosystems and biomes. And a child asked my daughter a question like, what would Ray's job be if she was in the wild? And she goes, well, she would be a forest gardener, and you just see it click in the kids. So a forest gardener, so basically cockatoos will spread seeds all over the forest. So they're planting trees and plants, and which benefits all the animals in the forest.
Even though they could have ate that seed themselves.
I mean, they could have dropped it by accident or whatever, but they literally.
So they're important.
They're very important to our ecosystem. And so we've come up with a lesson plan for teachers, and we're going to start putting them on our website. So it'll be a free resource for teachers.
That's awesome. Yeah. The kids must go crazy when she walks in, huh?
So much fun because that's something they wouldn't normally see. Yeah. And so when it comes into the classroom, and it was just, I loved how the kids, it clicked with them, with their lesson. It made it very special. That's
so awesome. Yeah, people will be able to see it on our YouTube video when we filmed at your place.
Yeah.
She was in the beginning, at the end. She's just a star. Who's her human?
My daughter,
really?
Kylie. She's very good about going to several different people, but my daughter Kylie's that's her person, her ride or die, basically. Yeah.
That's awesome. Does your daughter spend a lot of time there?
She does. Yeah. Yeah. She, she specializes in the parrots, and so she works on training them and diets and, vet visits. So she takes all that on. That's
awesome. Yeah. That place is lucky to have you guys. When we were walking around, I saw some goats.
Yeah. So we have 3 different sets of goats.
Okay.
So we have some pygmies, some alpine, was what I was told that they were. So they're like the bigger goats. And then what are the Nigerian dwarf goats? Yeah.
Yeah, those are awesome. We had 2 of them. Unfortunately, they're no longer with us, but we still have some La Manchas. So we have 4 goats at home. They're fun.
They are.
They like being around people.
They do. They do. So on the weekends, you can buy cups of biscuits to feed the goats, and they love it. They love that interaction with people, and it's so funny because we have a lot of volunteers that come in. They clean up the goat pens, and the goats are rubbing their horns on the brooms, and they're cleaning thing and just want loves and snuggles, and it's so cute.
Yeah, it's funny. They'll run away from me a couple times, but once I get in their stalls, they just love on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, goats are fun. Miniature horses.
Yeah, we have two, Baby and Olive. And they actually came from another rescue that was having a hard time with their special needs. Baby is blind in one eye. And what made her a perfect fit for the sanctuary is Dr. Smith is on actually one of my board members.
Nice.
He's an eye doctor for vets. It's perfect. So, he gives that free care for our horse and, for Baby. And
that's so awesome.
It's amazing. It's just been a perfect fit. She's very sweet. And then Olive came to us because she was extremely overweight. And so
she looked good.
She did. She looks great. She's been with us a year. Restricted diet. She's not happy about it.
No.
You could tell when she came over. I gave her a little biscuit, but
I should have snuck her a carrot in my pocket.
Yeah, she probably would have appreciated it. We're very careful with her, but she looks so much better than what she did. She was starting to get a condition called laminitis because her weight was getting too much, and it's basically where the bone pushes down through the hoof.
Yeah.
So it's very serious, and they caught it early, and they go,
she's good now?
Yeah, she's good now. Yeah, she looks great.
Yeah, we have a miniature horse as well, and with them, you can't let them get overweight with their size. It's really hard on them.
It's different from the larger horses.
Because they'll keep eating.
They will. Oh, she will, too. Yeah. Yeah, I hear about it all the time.
Should I smuggle her a carrot next time?
I mean, you can. I think a carrot would be okay for her.
And right next to her are the pigs.
Yes, and actually one of her best friends, Olive's best friend, is Porky.
Really?
Yeah. Porky, he's a trip. I love him. He came from the streets of Vegas, is what I was told. We got him from animal control. Apparently, we don't know if he was like let loose or if he got loose, but yeah, he lives with us now, super skinny when we got him. The biggest thing about the pigs they teach is that there's no such thing as a micro pig or a tiny pig, as like that pig's going to grow up. Potbelly pigs can get up to 200 pounds. And, that's a good size animal to have in your house.
How do we educate people about this stuff?
That's what we've been working on. So I write a lot of blog posts. Come and visit us at the sanctuary. We have a newsletter, 12-page newsletter that we put out every month. And we just try to hit as many topics as we can because it's, people don't have these experiences with animals that I had growing up. And so we try to educate as much as we can.
Look how much you're doing. That's so awesome. I mean, our pig was a rescue from the animal shelter, and he's about 200 and change.
Yeah.
But, somebody got rid of him because he's big.
Yeah.
And people think pigs stay small, but they don't.
They don't, yeah.
And we feed them, 2 organic solids a day. I get excited thinking my wife's cooking for me, but it's really for Mr. Pig. He's super healthy, but he's just a big guy. The upkeep too, again, their hooves trimmed and their teeth done.
So about every 6 months. So we have a great work with Janice from up Overton, Wendy's Pig Rescue. And she comes and she vaccinates all of her pigs twice a year. And then she comes and cleans their teeth and does their, tusks and their hooves.
Do you have that on Instagram? Because people have to see that. If you haven't seen it before,
I think I do. I know I have it on TikTok, but yeah.
I think I have it on my YouTube. We actually did it once, where we filmed them getting their teeth done and their hooves trimmed.
They're very dramatic with it.
Yeah, they're so dramatic. Oh,
and it's only for like 4 or 5 minutes. Like it's really fast.
Yeah,
they're
they
very
roll
fast
them over. They're fast, and it looks like you're torturing them. But really, it's a blessing for them because if you don't take care of that,
and you can tell they feel so much better when it's
afterwards.
Done.
Yeah. So, what else do we have? Did I hit all the animals?
I think so. So we have about 100 parrots, I would say, from the little budgies to the bigger macaws, like the green wing macaws.
What was by the ostrich? It wasn't as big, but the
emus.
Yes.
Yeah. The emu world is wild. It's so funny because when we have parents with the school groups come in and I'll, explain like, okay, it's the female that lays all the eggs, but it's actually the male that's going to lay on those eggs and hatch them.
That's so wild.
And then they raise the children. So her job is just to lay eggs and his job is done. And she's done.
Wants nothing to do with it.
Nope. That's his job. And he's very protective. They're very protective over their nest in the wild. It's amazing.
They're pretty big birds too.
Yeah, probably about a third of what an ostrich is, but still huge. I mean, an ostrich is the largest bird on land. Yeah.
And people can get these as pets,
Yeah,
or it's not allowed? It's illegal.
No, it's wild. They can
Really?
They can get an ostrich, and they get emus, and then they figured out it's a lot more work.
Yeah.
What they think.
When we left, I was chatting with my wife, and we have a whole farm too. And I was just thinking, like, some of those animals like should have a license in order to get them, or just to educate yourself, or
so if you're in the city of Las Vegas, there is a special license that you need, a permit from the city, but it's not that hard to get as long as you have the acreage. Then you can get them. But the internet has a tendency, and social media has a tendency to romanticize some of these exotic pets, and not really showing the work that goes into having them. Yeah,
they're cute, and just like all the animals on our farm are cute, but my wife is out there an hour a day, twice a day, taking care of everybody, because it's feeding and cleaning, and you don't have any off days. If you're sick, you still have to roll out there and just handle business. And a little
harder to go on vacation. You have to find somebody to fill in for you.
People ask us all the time, you're working 7 days a week. The real estate business is crazy. Go on vacation and relax. And I'm like, who's going to milk the goats?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And animals get attached. So when you're not there, sometimes they don't eat, and it's a whole ordeal.
Yeah. That's the hardest part about having birds.
I can imagine. So what does your role as a director look like?
So a lot of outreach, and just teaching kids, fundraising, a lot of USDA paperwork goes into it to make sure we, check all the boxes for them.
Is that for funding, or what is that for?
Oh, for the USDA. That is for our exhibitor's license. So we're a part of the city, and since we're exhibitors of the animals, we have to have a special license from USDA.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they come and check. And
we get surprise inspections.
Really?
Yeah, we're regulated with the USDA. So it's a lot of work. Our inspector is like very happy about how we're improving things around the sanctuary. I saw big goals, big changes that I want to make. I feel like I've done a lot in 3 years, but in my head, I have exactly how I want the sanctuary to look and be for guests when they come and visit. And so, I work 60, 70 hours a week because I want those goals to be met. And because I look at Rico and I look at Ray and Olive and Baby and Porky, and I'm like, they deserve the best, and I want to give them that. They're
so lucky to have you. My daughter was volunteering there, and believe it or not, my wife lived on property.
She did,
many, many, many years ago, and they both, when we left there, were like, we can't believe how nice the place looks. Like, you've done amazing things there.
And a lot of that has to do with my, board members, helping me reach those goals, and the community stepping up and helping me. I give them, my vision, and they're like, okay, let's make it happen.
What can the community do to help?
Volunteering always helps. Help us fundraise, help us get the word out.
What are some of the fundraisers? What does that look like?
Well, one of it is we really need new fencing around our llama and donkey enclosure, and each panel. And these are safety panels that were designed for the sanctuary. They're about $1,000 each.
Oh, wow.
So it's a lot of money, but they're solid and they'll last 50, 100 years. Like they're great panels. And so I came up with the idea. I was like, okay, we got, we have the pigs and the goats have a new area. How can I do it for this? So I've actually sold 6 panels. And so there'll be a plaque with a donor's name on it on the panel that they donate.
That's awesome. That's a great idea.
Yeah. And we also use like fleece blankets for the pigs, old dog beds, sheets. And if we get too much of anything, I like to share with the other nonprofits in our community, just so that, I don't want everyone to struggle.
Right.
Like we want to lift everybody up.
That's awesome. Yeah. We did, in my office, we did a blanket donation for the pigs, and, it's, people don't realize in the winter it gets cold for them. And Mr. Pig is awesome. He has his little house, like you can imagine, like a dog house. Yeah. So at night he brings all his blankets inside. During the day he brings them all outside and lays with them.
He spends most of his day outside, so he keeps them with them. Yeah. Yeah, Porky does the same thing.
Really?
Yeah, because you can see that he started taking them outside. When we were there, he had them outside. But yeah, at night he'll take them right back
They're
inside.
so smart. They say they're equivalent to a 5-year-old, but they're so smart, pigs.
I was told probably about 4 times smarter than a dog. I don't know how much that is, but I have a friend that she has a pot belly and house trained, goes in the house with her, and then sleeps in bed with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's her best friend.
They're a great pet, and horses, believe it or not, are pretty smart too.
Yes.
Like sometimes when we walk up with the hay, the feeder's far away, and we start yelling, "Bring us your feeder!" and he starts flipping it over.
Yeah.
And animals are amazing. Speaking of those panels, though, why are those important to have? Is it for kids sticking their hands in?
Yeah,
or?
it keeps from sticking their hands in, animals sticking their heads through things. So we just did it for an extra safety precaution.
That makes sense, because I was looking at our horse panels and I was thinking, you could put your hand through and probably safe for everybody involved with those panels.
Kids, kids are kids. They want to touch.
They get excited.
They get excited. And so this is just an extra way to protect our animals and our guests.
What does that look like when visitors come? As far as feeding, what are they allowed to feed?
So on the Wednesday through Sunday, they can buy cups of food to feed the ducks and geese in the pond area. They're just little cups of peas.
Okay.
And on the weekends, so we only have permission from our vets to give them biscuits on the weekends, so guests can buy biscuits to feed them on the weekends. And they're only $1 a cup. I want it to be affordable for families at the sanctuary. There's some places that you go where it's quite expensive to buy feed, but again, that money is in our gift shop, so that goes right back to the animals.
Yeah, they can use it. What does it cost to get in?
$10 for adults, and adult is 18 and up. Kids are ages 3 to 17, and that's $5. 2 and under is free, and then we have a senior and military discount at $8.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, community is really important. Come and visit us, pack your lunch, eat at the picnic area, just to enjoy the day with your family.
We can't have that place a secret. It's too awesome to be a secret.
I love that. Yeah,
we need everybody to know.
It's amazing. So. And it doesn't feel like Vegas when you're there.
No, not at all.
Just the trees and just the vibe there is very different from the rest of Vegas.
It really didn't feel like I was in Vegas. And it's kind of tucked away, so even though I knew my wife lived there, she's been telling me for years, but I've never been there myself. Right. So as far as feeding on the weekends, why did the vets say that? Is that just for overfeeding?
Yes. So calories is our biggest thing. So since we're USDA, if a vet recommends something, we have to do what the vet says. And we're like, that's fine. Yeah, we're completely fine. We want to keep our animals healthy and safe.
Yeah, for sure.
So whatever they recommend us to do.
And how do they see the ostrich eat lettuce?
They think it's great. Yeah.
Is that when you feed them, they get to see it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. No, it's fun. Occasionally, I'll have a special guest, like you come and, teach you guys how to feed them.
Yeah. That was incredible.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop thinking about it all night.
Yeah. I love that.
How big are the eggs that the emus lay?
So they're probably about that big.
Yeah.
Yeah. Prettiest green color.
How often do they lay?
Okay, so she has laid 23 eggs this year. We were shocked. So she is separated from our male because she doesn't like him and she tried to hurt him. So we have them separated. So the eggs aren't fertilized that we have. We think that she's at maturity level now because the last 2 years she's only laid about 6 eggs. And now we're up to 23. I found the 23rd one this weekend. I'm like, girl. That's a lot of eggs. It's funny, I get asked a question, I'm like, oh, do you eat them? And I'm like, on social media, so I follow so many people on social media and people that have tried the ostrich and the emu egg, and none of them have liked it. They said it's just really rich. Like usually they scramble it up. So
do you know what they're equivalent to? How many regular chicken eggs?
I don't. I don't. That's a good question.
Yeah, I'd be interested if you crack that open. It probably, I don't know, guessing maybe 4 to 6 or 8.
Yeah, I have dropped one and it is a big mess. It's so hard to clean up. Yeah. Yeah. One rolled right off the counter. I was like, oh.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a dumb question, but do ostriches kind of lay them the same way, or?
You know what? I've never looked that up on the ostrich. Sorry.
I want to check that out because they're big. So I can't imagine how those eggs look.
Yeah. So we do have a couple at the sanctuary.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they're about this big. Like they're big.
Wow.
But they're white. And so that's why I was just.
So the emus have the cool colors.
Yeah, they're so pretty.
Awesome.
And I give those eggs to schools so they can teach kids about them, just so they have an idea of what they're like.
That's great. The kids probably will freak when they see those
Yeah.
eggs.
My favorite thing is, going to the classroom, I'm seeing Ray and learning about her. And then when we have, field trips, when all those kids come and they're just amazed by, animal behavior that they're not used to seeing.
Has the sanctuary been about birds mostly, or has it always been kind of a mix?
It kind of started off with just birds because Bill Gilcrease, such an incredible man. He's the one that started the sanctuary. He would save little quail.
Yeah, my wife said he would always sit there and hold them and talk to them.
And do little peeps to them.
Yeah.
And it was just so cute.
So it started off quails?
It started off quail. And then I heard there was like raptors there for a while. But laws have changed and protections have changed to where we didn't have the licensing to have those birds anymore. And so it kind of, over the years, it transitioned.
So what happens to those birds?
We have different... So... the raptors and stuff that they need help. We actually have a wildlife rehabber in town that can help us with that. And we work really closely with Endow to find the proper resources for an injured wildlife, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. When we started the podcast, you wanted to keep your phone next to you because of different emergencies, but what kind of crazy phone calls do you get with these emergencies?
I spoke at the Ollie group at UNLV, and that morning our llama wasn't feeling very good. And so I'm just like, okay, guys, call me.
Yeah.
If we need to get the vet out there right away. And, after a couple hours, she snapped out of it.
Nice. Do you get calls with like rescue situations too?
Oh, yeah. So remember the toucan that was let loose in the city? So my daughter and I had gone out a couple times to try to rescue him. People say, oh, he's just like right up in the tree. Like you could probably just grab him. We go out there. He's like 40 feet in the air. We did work with another nonprofit, Swear, that has a lot of exotic birds.
Yeah.
We're both just kept in touch. Like, okay, it's in this area. It's in this area. He was finally captured. He flew into a lady's garage and she closed the door and then called Swear. And the poor guy, he'd been loose for about 3 months. We were told, we would get phone calls, my daughter and I, there's a toucan on Lone Mountain, come and get it. And we're like, well, where? Yeah. And it was kind of really sad for him because, he was not designed for Vegas desert.
What do you eat? I mean,
and that was the problem, is that the people in the neighborhoods where he was at were feeding him foods that were higher in iron that weren't good for him. When we did catch him, he was severely dehydrated, underweight. He had some damage to his beak. And so now he's nice and he's getting, he got vet care right away and he's doing a lot better.
That's awesome.
And then Councilwoman Bruni actually called me one time and said it was a black-crowned heron that was caught in some fishing wine up at Floydland Park. And so we actually had to work with the fire department to get him rescued. And my daughter, and the fire department worked on that. And so, we got him to a vet right away. And then we were able to release him like 2 days later, which is awesome. Really fun. Yeah.
Were those kind of the most wild calls that you've gotten? Yeah.
I also got a call. The state of Nevada called and worked with another nonprofit. A marmot made it to town. So if you go camping up in northern Nevada, you got to watch out for marmots in your car. They'll hitch a ride.
I don't think I've ever seen one.
They're just a big rodent.
Really?
Yeah.
They'll hitch a ride in your car?
They'll hitch a ride anywhere. So this marmot had actually traveled all the way down from Reno up in that area into Las Vegas. So they needed help transporting it to another rescue in California. So we coordinated that and we just met them at Prem. So yeah. So we try to work with Endow and we try to work the city and the county to, just be the support.
Have you guys ever showed up to open up in the morning and somebody left you guys some animals?
Lots of somethings.
Really?
Lots of somethings. Yes. Yeah. Very frustrating. We've come to work and had 20 chickens that were dumped over our fence in our pond. And I can't keep that many at one time, like I don't have the space for that many. So I usually have to try to find another home for them.
So they just threw them over the wall?
They just threw them over the wall. I probably get 70, maybe 70, 80 chickens a year thrown over our fences.
Way.
Yeah. Ducks, geese will go out there and there's like a new duck out in the pond. Which is kind of scary because we quarantine all of our animals for 30 days, make sure they don't have any disease. That way they don't pass any disease on to our animals. So that's really frustrating. It was about 2 months ago. I have a friend that's texting me, oh, you guys are blowing up on on Nextdoor. I'm like, why? And they go, well, there's 20 chickens in the parking lot. I'm like, wait, what? It's 11 o'clock at night. I was like, where am I going to put 20 chickens? So my daughter and I, we head up there, and thank goodness somebody called animal control and they collected them all. And they go, Jen, these aren't very healthy. Mm-hmm. And so they had taken them to a vet.
So they were just roaming the parking lot.
Just roaming the parking lot. And I don't know. It's frustrating. It's kind of sad. Mm-hmm. Really sad, actually.
So they probably knew about you guys and throw them over the fence thinking,
And the more popular we're getting, it's probably going to happen more often because it's a place that they can go. But we're not the only rescue that happens to. There's several rescues across town that happens to. And we try to help each other with it as much as we can.
That's good.
But we're all kind of inundated with a lot of animals.
What's the craziest call you got as far as somebody wanting to drop an animal off?
Oh, probably today. That's why I was a little late today. We received a phone call. A woman was at a park and found 5 mallard eggs, and she took them home and hatched them. And these are protected species. Not legal to do. And then she's like, can you take them? And I can't take wildlife in because we're not licensed for it. You know, we're licensed for exotic animals and farm animals. And so working with Endow today to figure out what to do with them. So it was a couple-hour phone call with trying to coordinate what we can do. So please don't snatch eggs or baby animals, anything from the wild.
Tortoises, leave them alone.
Leave the tortoises alone.
You can be big trouble for that.
That's so funny you said that because everybody's like, well, there's, we have like 100,000 tortoises in the city. But a lot of them have a respiratory disease that can be spread to the wild population. So although we have all these not domesticated, tortoises in the city, they're a completely different population as far as health out in the wild. So it's the wild ones we really need to protect. If you see them, just leave them alone. Let them do their thing. Don't mess with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the tortoises, it's so funny because we were talking about, what would a tortoise's job be in the desert, and it's basically a desert architect. So they dig those burrows, and about 300 different species of animals, bugs, everything use those burrows.
Really?
Yeah. So everybody has a job. Everybody has a job out there, and that's why they're so important.
So don't mess with nature.
Don't mess
with nature. It knows what
it's
doing.
Yeah, it knows what it's doing. Exactly. That's the best way to put it.
So you're doing so many incredible things, and I want to get the word out. So what can people do to help, or with time or donations or
donations? Of course, monetary donations help us a lot.
Is that through the website?
That is through the website. You can
do
that.
What is it?
Gilcrease.community.
Okay.
And there's a tab on there that you can press that goes to a website that helps us raise those funds. We can always use nuts, like almonds, cashews that have no oils or salt, because they're a nice little treat for our parrots.
So people can just drop that off?
Yeah, just drop it off, and we appreciate it so much. Helps. Bird toys, stuff like that always help us. Enrichment ideas, yeah.
Nice. So almonds are okay?
Yeah, plain almonds, no salt, no oils. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And what about directions to the place? Where are you guys located?
So we're actually really close to Floydland Park. We're off of Durango and Russell Street. We have a teal-colored building. We got the building painted out last year, so it's nice and bright and teal and stands out in that neighborhood. And
by the orchard too?
No, it's probably about 1.5 miles from the orchard. Okay. So when it's
same name.
So same family started it.
Okay.
So I can give you a little bit of the history of the Gilcreases.
Please do.
So Elda Gilcrease was from Sparks, Nevada, up in that area. She inherited a bunch of money and then took her 2 little boys. I think Bill was 2 months old at the time and moved to Las Vegas.
Oh, wow.
And she bought 900 acres.
900?
Yeah, but with this money that she inherited.
Smart move.
Smart move. So, and it's funny, that was about 1920. In the 40s, she actually raised turkeys and sold them to Nellis Air Force Base to feed the troops there. Yeah. And I think they ended up to like 1,500 acres. And over the years, they just sold some of the property. And so we have the orchard and the sanctuary left. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a great history. And Bill was an incredible man, loved animals. And he was big on education and conservation. So that's what I'm really pushing right now is to get, his legacy out there and everything that he contributed, because people don't know about him.
No.
He's a huge part of Las Vegas history.
And we have so many people moving here that there's not,
Yeah.
it's nice for them to know where this all started, where it all came from.
Yeah. So I'm trying to fill the needs of a zoo for the city without being like an official zoo, because we take in rescues and, surrenders. We'll never be, we'll never have like lions or tigers or anything like that, meat eaters, something like that. Cause we are in the neighborhood and it kind of makes me feel uncomfortable, something like that. But I want families need a place to go to where they can learn about these animals. And I really think that we can do that for them.
That's awesome. I want to get the word out there. I've lived here for over 20 years and I've never been there until yesterday. Yeah. So I want as many people to know about it as possible. Give the website out one more time, please.
Gilcrease.community.
Okay. Awesome. And you're open what hours?
Wednesday through Sunday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Awesome. Anything on Instagram or anything people
can
we
look do. I think it's Gilcrease.community on Instagram and Facebook.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, they're blessed to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the tour yesterday. It was absolutely incredible. Thank you for your time today. And we got to get as many people as we can over there.
Yes, thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you.